Good morning, students. Today we will be discussing the important aspects of animal symmetry. In the last lecture, we have discussed about the animal classification, and in that we have seen that symmetry is a very important aspect, and various animals have been classified on the basis of symmetry. Symmetry. Symmetry is a term derived from Greek word symmetria, meaning agreement in dimensions, due proportion, arrangement. Symmetry in everyday language refers to a sense of harmonious and beautiful proportion and balance. If we define symmetry biologically, it is the repetition of the parts in an animal or plant in an orderly fashion. If we talk specifically, symmetry refers to correspondence of body parts in size, shape, and relative position on opposite sides of a dividing line or distributed around a central point or axis. Now, what is the importance of symmetry? Symmetry is illustrated by the fact that group of animals have traditionally been defined by this feature in taxonomic groupings, which we will be discussing in the coming slides. On the basis of symmetry, animals are classified into two groups: radiata. The phylum Coelenterata and Echinodermata shows radial symmetry, and the term used for these organisms showing such a symmetry or radial symmetry is called as radiata. Whereas the other major group, Bilateria, shows the bilateral symmetry, and it includes a vast variety of animals such as insects, fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds, mammals, and most crustaceans. Now we will discuss about the evolution of symmetry. Like all other traits of organisms, symmetry evolves due to an advantage to the organism, a process of natural selection. This involves change in the frequency of symmetry related genes throughout time. Before discussing the various types of symmetry, we have to know the various terms related with the symmetry, so it will become easy to understand the symmetrical planes, etc. The word dorsal is commonly used in the case of symmetry, and what does dorsal means? This is the wire gauze on which the animal has placed, and the dorsal term is used for the back or upper surface, or the surface which is usually away from the ground. In this case, the wire gauze is underside and the organism is placed on it, and this is the dorsal surface. Ventral. In this case, this is the wire gauze, and behind the wire gauze the animal is placed. So we can say, or we can use the ventral term for the belly or lower surface, or the surface facing towards the ground. Anterior. This is the wire gauze, and the animal is protruding from the wire gauze, or we can say head or front end. This is the wire gauze, and animal is protruding to the other side, and the region showing is the posterior region, or we can say it is the tail region or hind end, or the end opposite to head. Different planes are used in the case of symmetry. These are the transverse plane, frontal plane, mid sagittal plane, and these will be discussed in the upcoming slides. Transverse plane. Transverse plane is an imaginary plane that crosses the body perpendicular to the mid-sagittal plane is called the transverse plane. This is the animal and these are the transverse plane across which animal is cut. Frontal plane. Any of the vertical planes perpendicular to the sagittal plane that passes through the body separating the upper and underside is called the frontal plane. Frontal plane divides the body of an organism into upper or lower part or dorsal or ventral part. This is the transverse plane and this is the sagittal plane across which the animal is cut, and the body of an organism is divided into two regions, the dorsal region, the ventral region, or we can say the upper part and the lower part. Mid-sagittal plane, a longitudinal plane that passes along the body of bilaterally symmetrical animals to separate the body into two halves, right and left sides, or we can say the mid-sagittal plane divides the body into two parts, that is the right part and the left part. Types of symmetry. 5 types of symmetry has been commonly defined. These are as follows: asymmetrical symmetry, spherical symmetry, radial symmetry, biradial symmetry, bilateral symmetry. Biradial symmetry is found by combination of two words bi and radial. Here both types of symmetry, that is the bilateral and the radial, and it is a combination of both these two types of symmetry, that is bilateral and radial symmetry. Asymmetrical symmetry. In some animals there are no body axis and no plane of symmetry, hence the animals are called asymmetricals. From the figure we can see this is a spongilla found in fresh water. It is asymmetrical and that means the organism cannot be divided into two equal parts. Here also the same is the case, and asymmetrical symmetry is common in sponges and amoeba. Spherical symmetry, the second type of symmetry. In spherical symmetry, the shape of the body is spherical and lack any axis. Spherical symmetry is illustrated only by the protozoan group Radiolaria and Heliozoa. Some of the examples where spherical symmetry is seen are Volvox, Actinophytes, Thalassocola, and these are the various planes of symmetry across which the animal is cut and it is divided into two equal parts. This is the second plane of symmetry, third plane of symmetry, fourth plane of symmetry. In each plane, what is common? The plane of symmetry is passing through the center of the organism. Third is the radial symmetry. In radial symmetry, the body can be divided into two roughly equal halves by one of many vertical planes passing through the central axis like the spokes of a wheel. The animals which exhibit primarily radial symmetry are cylindrical in form and similar parts of the body are arranged equally around the axis. Typically, the involves repeating body part into 4, 5, 6. This picture showing the organism divided into 4 parts. This here 8 parts. Starfish into 5 parts. On this basis, the various terms tetramerism, pentamerism, octamerism is used. Most radially symmetrical organisms are symmetrical about an axis extending from the center of the oral surface. Oral surface means the surface which contains the mouth to the center of the opposite, and that is the aboral end. Radial symmetry is common in the coelenterate and echinodermates. Radial symmetry is specially suitable for sessile animals such as sea anemone, floating animals such as jellyfish, and slow moving organisms such as starfish. Biradial symmetry. As I have already said, the term biradial is a combination of bilateral, radial. So biradial, in this type of symmetry, both types of symmetry, it is a combination of both types of symmetry, that is bilateral plus radial symmetry. The body of animals exhibits biradial symmetry, represents a combination of both radial and bilateral symmetry. Here, one thing is important, that is the organism is divided across the two planes of symmetry. Now, what are the two planes? First, the plane of tentacles, also known as tentacular plane. Other is the pharyngeal plane. So, body is divided across these two planes, and it is common in Cnidaria as well as in Ctenophores. Last is the bilateral symmetry. Before explaining bilateral symmetry, we have to discuss the various three planes. If we take the example of a quadruped goat, we see this is the transverse plane, and this is the transverse plane, and this is the frontal plane, and this is the mid sagittal plane. So in the case of bilateral symmetry, mid sagittal plane is the only plane across which the animal is cut, and it is divided into two equal parts, that is the right part and the left part. In the case of bipedal, such as in human beings, this is the mid sagittal plane, and we are discussing the bilateral symmetry. So this is the plane across which the animal is cut, and it will be divided into two equal parts, and which will be the mirror image of each other, and these two parts are the right part and left part. The other two planes showing the frontal plane and the transverse plane. Animals with bilateral symmetry are classified into a large group called Bilateria, and it constitutes of 99% of all animals. And bilateral symmetry is common in the case of insects, reptiles, fishes, amphibians, human beings, etc. Thanks a lot for the attention, and after this lecture you will be able to know or understand the various terms related with the symmetry and the groups on the basis of which the animals are classified on the basis of the symmetry, that is the radiata and bilateria. And in the upcoming lectures we would discuss the other aspects which have been used for classifying animals. Thank you.